Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Why don't we set up the scene?
So they're meeting at the jazz club.
This is the lounge at, like, a fancy nondescript hotel. Like, it isn't, like, the Excelsior or something overly fancy like that, but it's fancy enough.
Suitably ritzy.
They have... Yeah, suitably ritzy. They have one night a week where they have this blues club feel. You come in, they have the meeting room set up with circular tables. They have waiters going around carrying drinks. They have a bar in the corner and a stage set up. Voltaire is up there looking immaculate as always.
Of course.
You can tell that he is the richest person in the room. He just reeks of money. And he's up there. He's got his sax. He's just playing, and he'd look happier than Elianna's seen him in a while. But has Elianna ever watched Voltaire play? Ever come to see Voltaire play?
I think that depends on how open Voltaire would be about it. If he invited her, she would go.
I don't think he'd openly invite her, but he definitely just present it like, hey, I'm playing a gig at so-and-so a place.
Oh, she'd show up, for sure.
In that case, if she's seen him play before, then she's just like, yep, he's totally in his element. This is him.
This is when he looks his most happy and his most content. Cool. Well, then she loves coming to see him play. And
if she's seen him play before, how attentive is Elianna in terms of musical things?
Well,
is she musically affluent enough?
Yes, she plays the violin. She's played it since she was 12.
Okay.
So jazz and blues is not her typical
not her
musical
wheelhouse.
sphere, but she enjoys it.
Yeah.
And she enjoys it all the more for Voltaire enjoying it.
That combined with her having heard him play, you can tell that there's kind of a bit of a darker undertone in all of the things that he's playing today.
Interesting.
I mean, he still looks utterly content, but he's kind of laying on the blues part of the blues a little thick.
Like thicker than he should, thicker than is normal.
Thicker than is normal for him.
She's intrigued by that for sure. She comes in and she sits down and continues to watch him do his set.
I imagine she'd probably come in, like, fashionably late.
Oh, yes, of course.
She'd come in fashionably late, so he'd probably be a little bit through his set by the time she comes in.
There's a certain drama to coming in fashionably late, sitting down in view of the person performing as they're performing, you know? It's a whole moment.
And I imagine, like, knowing what I know of Elianna now, she's kind of milking that moment.
She plays up the drama. It's something she enjoys indulging in, and I think that that's a common interest that they have.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Voltaire would finish up the set that he put together, and then he'd switch out with a player, let them do a set. Mm-hmm. Does Elianna already have a drink?
She would have, like, come in and sat down and snatched a glass off of a passing tray.
Okay. Voltaire, he'd just walk up. You look like you need a refill.
You look like you
might I tempt you?
Fill? Yes, you may. You might.
He sort of reaches out and snaps at a waiter. Please, my good man, this wonderful, beautiful lady here needs a drink, and I could use one as well.
Feeling blue today, are we?
Oh, it's been an interesting little while. Work has started to heat up again, and they've offered me a very intriguing proposition, intriguing work opportunity, you might say.
What kind of intriguing? Or what kind of opportunity, whichever suits your fancy?
Intriguing in the way that the carrot is intriguing to the horse. It's something that they know I will have a very difficult time saying no to.
That good, huh?
Well, good is a matter of perspective. But enough about me. What about you? How are things with you?
Things are well. Not much going on. There never really is very much going on. Went saw my dad today, and that was good. I haven't dropped in a while. And I did get chewed out for that, but in an amiable sort of way.
I mean, I swear parents sign a contract that after your kids move out, you have to at least chew them out about 3 times a year for whatever given scenario.
I would say he has the right to, even though I think that we would share the co-parenting rights equally between us.
I must admit, I haven't talked to any of my family in a while, so there's a part of me that's jealous, but there's also another part of me that imagines my next family get-together starting the next World War. Yes.
Every
my family tends to... we tend to get along better at a distance. For some of us, that distance is rather large.
Is that difficult?
Depends on your perspective.
Doesn't everything? So when does this new job opportunity open up?
Well, with my work, I got notice today, and they expect me at the airfield tomorrow.
At the airfield?
Yes.
What exotic location are they sending you to?
Unfortunately, they will be sending me back to Europe.
Unfortunately?
Oh, Europe has lost its je ne sais quoi, if you will, for me.
How long will you be in this je ne sais quoi-less Europe?
Depends on how fast I can do my job.
Do you have a ballpark?
I think round about this time, they would have switched songs and Voltaire would have snatched up another drink off a passing train and be like, "Oh, I love this song. Tell me, what do you know of John Coltrane?"
Not much.
The man is a revolutionary in terms of the tenor saxophone in the jazz circles. I mean, for someone who has never really listened to jazz, he can be quite a headache to listen to. But once you learn a little bit about jazz, you can hear the same soul that Beethoven uses to teach people.
Well, maybe I should do some studying up on jazz while you're on your little business trip.
Oh, I can recommend some wonderful places to start.
I'd love it if you sent me a list.
I will be sure to do that.
How
Please, Elianna. Long enough.
The list or the trip?
Both?
So the list is long enough for the trip, and the trip is long enough for the list, or one is long enough for me, or one is long enough for you?
Let's put it this way. You will very much get through the entire list before I get back.
How long is the list going to be?
He takes a moment, sips on his drink, and he sets it down, and he just looks at you for half a second, and just like, long enough, my dear.
When did he say that he was going to the airfield?
In the morning.
You know, I like to dance around and do the whole verbal sparring thing as much as the next person, but I kind of want to know how long enough is going to be, at least generally. I would like to know how long I'm going to be going to these jazz events by myself.
The absolute best case scenario, I will be gone at least 2 months.
And the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario, this could possibly take the rest of the year.
That's a long one.
Now you see... now you see my reluctance.
Must be a pretty juicy carrot.
He stares at the bottom of his glass and kind of swirls it around a bit, and is like, "Oh, it's one that I have said yes to of probably a few too many times."
So why say yes again if you've already said it a few too many times? Forgive me for being selfish.
It's easy to forgive a beautiful woman. There are certain problems in my work that keep on coming up, and I am uniquely involved in their disposal.
What has Voltaire told Elianna about his work? What tidbits about what it actually is or what it is like have they managed to eke out?
You obviously know that he gets paid very well. Mm-hmm. You know that his job does require a lot of traveling. He has told you stories about his traveling all over the place. You know he has a very specific role in the company he works for. You don't know what that role is, but you know he is uniquely equipped for this certain role.
Has he let on that his work involves bodily danger?
No. That is not something he would like you to know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Elianna leans forward and her brow is a little bit furrowed, and she generally puts up sort of a face like she doesn't typically directly reveal what she's actually feeling in her expression. She lets a little bit more of that out, and she looks a little concerned. She says, "You seem uncertain."
It's a new feeling for me, I must be honest. And you are as perceptive as you are beautiful.
I get by.
I could say no. I could stay here. And there is a overwhelmingly large part of me that wants to. And yet, the people that I work for are very much aware of my motivations and the things that I have devoted myself to accomplish. That is why they send me on these specific trips.
I can understand that. I may be misreading things, but this feels like it's a bit bigger than see you in a few months.
Oh, come now, Elianna. When have I ever not come back to you?
What's in his expression as he says that?
His face is kind of divided in two. His mouth is just this smirk of just like, come on now. But if she's as perceptive as she is, if you would look at his eyes, you can see that his eyes are still pretty serious. The smile doesn't go up to his eyes.
Mm-hmm. That's unnerving. But what was he about to say?
At this point, you might as well compare me to a stray. The annoying stray that you fed once and always shows up at your porch.
The stray I accidentally spilled wine on because I was a clumsy idiot.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I love wine.
It looked great on your suit.
Suits can be replaced.
Are you sure that you'll come back?
You'd be surprised what the knowledge of having a beautiful woman back home does for a person on a trip.
Pardon me for being direct again, but that's not a yes.
He just looks at Elianna. You get the vibe like he's trying to ingrain as many details of this particular moment in time into his brain as he can.
Mm-hmm.
He looks down at his glass again. It's empty by this point. And he sets it down and he's just like, Elianna, I can promise you that come hell or high water, I will come back to you. But I also ask that you forgive me for leaving you again. After he says that, he stands up, he goes and puts a hand on her shoulder. He's like facing the door. You don't have to reply immediately. You have my number and I will always respond. I'm sorry. And then he walks out.
Elianna looks like she's about to reply, but he walks away before she can.
Her being as perceptive as she is, she would have noticed that he's just like, I gotta get out of here. If I stay here any longer, I won't leave.
Elianna watches after him, and then once he leaves, she looks at the door for a second longer, and then she looks back to her drink, and then she says, "It's okay. I understand." And she takes a sip of her drink and sits back and listens to the music.
Trapped in limbo between two deadly magical realms, the gang faced man-eating plants, killer dryads, and the ghosts of their past. Some of our heroes nearly broke from the strain before they escaped, leaving the horrors behind them. But they soon found that the situation in the mortal world was not much better. Their enemy's plan is now in full swing, and Las Vegas is on the verge of war. Even as skilled as they are, is this really a threat they can defeat? Zachary Smithson had seen a lot of strange things in his time in Las Vegas. You can't do serious business for any extended amount of time in the city of sin without learning that there is more to the city than most. Well, no intelligent individual could anyway. If you wanted to really succeed in Vegas, you needed to learn to make deals, and not just of the business variety. Smithson's deals had allowed him to build his law firm into one of the most sought-after firms in the city. Of course, that meant he had to protect the interests of demons, monsters, and other unsavories. But he'd had worse clients. As long as they could pay his fee, the rest was just minutia. But something had happened to the city over the last few days. Some of his best clients were dead, even more than some of them usually were. Everyone was either angry or scared, and he could feel that something was coming. That meant that it was time for him to get out of Dodge, at least until things settled down. Maybe he could spend some time in Tahiti, grab a couple of girls and some drinks, and wait out the apocalypse. "Oh, Zachary," a sultry voice whispered. "You don't really want to leave the party so soon, do you?" He glanced up from his packing and saw a lovely woman lounging in the doorway. Long raven hair draped over a tight-fitting, floor-length emerald gown. Normally, the appearance of a beautiful woman in his room would be a welcome experience, but everything about this particular visitation set his hairs on end. "Who are you?" She smiled, revealing a set of fangs. "Just a girl looking for a fun time." She sauntered forward, the gown slipping slightly, to reveal what looked like a hoof. I'm protected," Smithson stammered, backing away. "I'm warning you. I have powerful friends. Very powerful friends." She laughed, the cruel sound ringing in his ears. "Silly child. That's why I'm here." Dr. Walter Biddles unzipped the body bag, sighing when he saw the now familiar fang marks on the lawyer's neck. Another one? What is happening in the city?
Rip. Okay.
Bye. die.
All right.
Joan
Great.
was,
We get to deal with more Bavanshi.
yay.
Fun. So we're on the helicopter, or do we talk during this
No,
flight?
we
Let's-
just had a bunch of conversations.
We did.
That's fair.
So now we have conversations with other people.
Now, if we wanted to have...
Visited boss.
Rian would have had to take another painkiller because the previous one would have worn off, right?
Yeah.
Then
So how much would that have taken care of?
pills.
3?
Pop
So I would
pills,
have
baby.
1, 2, 3, 4, then -3.
Drugs.
We're killing it.
I am at my threshold.
Wait,
I
what?
need to see a doctor.
Go to the hospital.
That is the first thing he is going to
Good.
do.
Okay,
All
you're
right.
at the hospital. Voltaire is talking to Nikolai.
Okay, just real fast. We're going to see how well you...
He's just going to stay there for a while. He ain't leaving.
So you may not have a choice as to how long you stay there.
Wait, so did we relay our plans on the helicopter? It's like, okay, when we land in Vegas, this is what we're going to do, and this is the plan. Like, I feel like we should have. Could we at least say that we did? We don't have to have conversations.
While we were in the helicopter, Rian, what did you say?
Probably nothing other than I think the first thing I'm going to do is go see a doctor. Oy.
All right. Joan says, like, I'm gonna head over to the solstice and see if I can get some communication from my boss and anyone else that I can get in contact with there.
I guess if we're on the subject, I'm going to try and contact our esteemed faithful friend Morona Johnson and see if we can get some monster hunters involved in this war that's coming.
I'm gonna go talk to my boss, figure out what the hell is going on here.
That is a good idea.
I need to make some calls.
This is out of character, but the thought just came, is splitting up really a good idea right now?
Probably not, but we got a lot of things to do in a short period of time.
Well, Cayden can't do much on his own, so he'll have to go with someone. He won't go with Voltaire, because Voltaire probably needs to deal with his boss alone. So he'll go with either Joan or Elianna.
Yeah, you don't
As
want to come with
are
me.
5 weeks.
I guess.
He's still not exactly welcome at the solstice. He'll go with Elianna, I guess. Let Joan deal with the solstice.
And then, well, actually, they give you painkillers there.
They'd give you better painkillers.
So 5 of your wounds are healed, and then you also get 3 from the painkillers.
So it puts me at 7 out of 12. That's still not very good.
It's still not great enough.
Wait, you said you're at your threshold. You healed 5, so that put you at 7, and you would have gotten another
Wait, have
3.
you still not gotten
Toughened!
toughened? Do you have experience points right now?
No. I do not.
What'd
What
you
did you
spend
put
it
them
in?
in?
My dude.
Toughen. You are
I got like at least...
You need to be able to take a bit more damage.
I'm like the literal fop character. I am the nicely dressed person, and I can take more damage than you can.
Toughen. Get some ranks in toughen.
What
That
tier
makes-
is it?
1.
It
We've made
starts
tiers
at
before.
1.
It's a tier 1.
What's the one I keep thinking that's tier 4?
Enduring is tier 4. That gives you an additional soak. You don't need that. You need wounds.
We're hitting end. We're coming up on end game territory, my guy. We don't want you to die.
Did you got a rank 5 something earlier?
Yes.
Eliminate it? Right now. There's no reason for you to not have ranks in toughened right now.
We are retconning your experience
I'm
choice.
sorry. You have to do this, so get at least 2 ranks in toughened.
You have been commanded by God.
Later, you can also get some more strength, but right now, just get a higher one threshold. Okay, sorry. We're going to Voltaire. Okay, does anyone remember my Zaytlo's voice? Because I'm not remembering.
That was session 1, my guy.
No, we used it a tiny bit
Oh,
yesterday.
you did yesterday too. Yep.
Or last time, not yesterday, last time.
Slightly
It
Russian.
was slightly Russian.
I think he would keep a little bit.
Okay, well, if he didn't have a just bit of a Russian last time, well,
He does now.
we'll find out. I don't know. We'll find out what his voice is in a sec. I just need to get into the whole like
Bond villain mode.
kind of person who'd put their hands like this and would like
Have a cat on his lap.
and would have his chair like facing you so he can dramatically turn the chair
A
around.
nice dramatic turn with the hands already like this. You're
Okay.
late.
That's actually an interesting coincidence. Yeah, so Voltaire is taken to Zaytlos' office.
Oh yeah.
Behind the desk, the chair is facing out onto the strip, and he just hears, "You're late."
Believe me, it wasn't for lack of trying.
So I've heard. Turns around.
Does he look any worse for wear?
Oh no, he looks pristine.
Naturally. Okay.
Though his shadow does seem a bit more agitated than usual.
Interesting.
Shadow's moving a bit more than usual. It's kind of jerky.
Interesting. Yes, I've managed to learn some rather interesting things on the way here.
Hopefully it will be useful.
Oh,
Though, in the immediate future, we need you ready to aid in an assault.
an assault? On who?
Well, while you've been away in other realms, several very important individuals in the Order and attached to the Order have been killed, found drained completely of blood.
I thought we took care of the Bavinci.
Maybe it's more Bavinci, maybe the vampires decided that it would be a good time to attack and blame it on someone else. Either way, we're assaulting both possibilities. Sanguine Desire and the Center for the Unseelie Fae, Excalibur, will both fall tonight.
Nikolai, this is exactly what Morgause is trying to do.
Morgause?
Morgause, yes. I told you. She was the main reason why I haven't been here.
Yes. But what does this Morgause? How does this Morgause command Unseelie Fae?
Well,
Is she not Seelie?
she is. I'm actually still trying to figure that out, to be honest. But her plan is to disrupt whatever deal that has been made to keep the thing that is sealed underneath the city.
I assure you, these attacks will not disrupt the workings of the city. I have made sure of that. Our agents will ensure that the mortals are unaware of what is happening.
Okay, that is good. That being said, her entire plan is to somehow get this thing free. And I am 98% sure you know what I'm talking about, Nikolai.
Yes, though I'm interested that you do.
Well, it's partially rumors, but we managed to find the journal of a professor who was studying cave paintings. And we managed to piece together that there was something really big and terrible that caused the creation of what is now Death Valley. And this big, terrible thing is now currently sealed underneath the city, that being Las Vegas.
Yes, that much is true.
And we also know that Morgause's entire plan involving the Bavinci before, I actually went and I talked with the people at Sanguine Desires. It was a rather interesting experience.
I can assume.
And they had nothing to do with it before. I see no reason why they would change, especially knowing the power that we have to bear over them.
You're right that it is unlikely that the vampires are to blame. But if it is really this Morgause's plan to disrupt our power in this city, do you think it is a smart move to let these very public and very evidently vampiric deaths to go unanswered? To let the other faction see us as weak and unable to act when we are threatened? Do you think this would stop conflict? Because as far as I can tell, doing nothing would simply make us look weak and make it so they are more likely to try to claim our power for themselves.
No, Nikolai, I've never said anything about doing nothing. What I think would be the opportune thing to do would be to unite as many of the factions against something that seeks to disrupt the way of life. The vampires, last I talked with them, they were quite happy in their little abomination of a nightclub. They have people flocking to them. They have no need to go and disrupt the order or the order of things. And I assure you, in our wanderings, we ended up wandering into Avalon. I came face to face with Morgan Le Fay, somehow managed to survive. Still trying to piece that one together too. But I doubt even she wants whatever is underneath the city running rampant.
If we are to unite, as you say, against this Morgause, where is she? It requires more than the word of one operative to unite the factions of this city against a common enemy that they have not seen.
That is very true. She has been very, very efficient at making sure nobody talks. Usually by causing a rose bush to sprout from their insides. But I guess what I'm asking is time and resources. If you give me, let's say, 2 days. After that, if we have not done finished things, if we haven't gotten more Gauss out into the open, then I will happily lead whatever charge you deem fit. But I assure you, going and murdering more of the factions of the city, causing the city to go into full-on civil war, is exactly what she wants.
Voltaire, do you remember the Order's last battle against the Inquisition back in the 30s? Do you remember that?
Very well.
How easy was it then to control the hordes of demons that were summoned for the assault? Not.
No, it wasn't.
Not easy. You have 24 hours. In 24 hours from this moment, we will attack, if you have not given us a better target by then.
Nikolai, you have a deal.
His shadow kind of expands at that and gets darker. Well then, you have 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Voltaire's getting out of there.
Hear him start talking on the phone as you leave.
Can we roll and see if my critical injury gets healed while I was at the doctor's real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Because I would love to have my legs back.
It's like,
24 hours is not a long amount of time.
it is not.
No, it isn't.
We're fine. It's fine.
That is honestly best
Your leg
case.
is
Yeah, it
operational.
is.
Thank you.
That is best case scenario.
My agility is back up, folks.
Thank you, Xander, for...
Yes.
But, like, I could see the play. I imagined at most he could give us 24 hours. So good play of going higher first.
Yep.
So then he immediately goes lower. Because if you said 24 hours before, he might have only given us 12.
That's the first rule of horse trading.
Exactly.
You go for the best one, you work it till it dies,
Especially
and then you get the second best for a song.
Also, I've got experience in toughen now, people.
Nice.
And
Good man.
Voltaire fully restocked and armored himself whilst at head.
Armored. What is he wearing?
He stuffed a flak jacket and some various
Put
pieces
that on his character sheet, like something that he could wear, like under his clothes.
under the clothes.
Okay, yeah, that would be +2 soak.
Awesome.
After the doctor trip, Rian would have gone to his truck and switched to cold iron weaponry for this.
That's smart. Joan goes to the solstice and finds it closed.
Oh, shoot. That's
Ooh.
not good.
She tries calling her boss, and there is no answer.
Oh boy.
She texts the group like, solstice empty, boss non-responsive.
Well, I have
Excellent.
another person to make a call to, I guess.
Cayden's, well, actually, how is Elianna traveling? Because technically, isn't your car in that reservation still?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of our,
Hold on.
all of our vehicles are.
I mean,
Except for the truck.
got resources.
Where?
It's true.
Rian left his in the parking garage.
Where does the helicopter drop them off?
Where would she have told them to drop it?
Fair.
Hospitals have helipads sometimes.
No helicopter.
We'll. We should use the hospital one. I don't know. We drop Rian off there.
We can do that, and Voltaire can pull some order-oriented strings.
We'll do that, I guess. And then I guess Elianna sends Simon to get a car and come back.
While Rian's in the hospital, Cayden's going to be hanging out, mainly just be with Elianna. Oh, it's because she's so squishy. So splitting up is dangerous.
Aw, that's sweet.
Did you want to make your calls first? Because Cayden needs to make like 2 calls because he needs to get Moroni's number because he doesn't have the number. He just knows where he lives.
Sorry,
Okay.
what was that?
It makes sense for Cayden to try and get Moroni's number before Joan texts back with the solstice news.
Cayden's he's just basically be asking for a small favor again. He's calling Randy.
Randy.
Right. What's Randy's voice? Haven't used this guy for a while.
No
it's
idea.
normal. It's a pretty average voice. I think he lives in Boston, but you didn't have a Boston accent.
No, you said that he didn't have an accent, that he sounded like kind of higher class, didn't he?
Wait, hold on. Let me go because I was looking through it earlier because I forgot his name for a bit. I was like, what was his name again? Yeah, he just speaks intelligently. He doesn't seem to have an accent of any kind, just that he speaks like a smart person.
Okay, gotcha.
Siri, could you call Randy?
Calling Randy.
I love it.
Hey, kid, you got another task for me? I hear that things are getting pretty wacky down there.
Yeah, it's getting mighty spicy up in here. Well, it's a similar task from last time, and I'm sorry to infringe so much upon you without much compensation. But I know you gave me Moroni's address last time. I'm gonna need his phone number this time.
Yeah, I think I can get that.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, he hangs up, and then a couple minutes later, you get a text.
Does that count as a small favor that I owe him later?
Yeah,
Got it.
Small favor.
Writing it down.
Nice.
So he'll get the text for Moroni's number in just a little bit. He'll actually put in his earbuds for a little bit and lift his goggles up so he can do the normal manual stuff of making Moroni a contact. So then everything afterwards is easier. He'll do that really fast. If Elianna wants to call while he's doing this, like make any of her contacts, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, she calls her dad. There are three. She's going to call her dad, and then she's going to call Darcy to see if they know anything about Morgaus. And then she's going to call Donovan.
What's your dad's voice again?
What?
What's your dad's voice again? Did we ever talk about his voice?
We did. Whatever you feel, he... Okay, I'm going to text you.
While you're figuring that out, I could just still call Moroni, I guess.
Sure.
So after he set it up, switches back to being blind, and then asks Siri to call Moroni.
Calling Moroni.
It's so weird that you set Voltaire's voice as... It's just weird.
Siri's.
It's a weird choice. It's a weird choice.
Right.
Excuse me, that is not Voltaire's voice.
It's not
That's
Voltaire's
not
voice.
either.
His accent has been doing funky things. I'm sorry.
It rings for a bit before it finally picks up, and it's yeah. What is it?
Is this Moroni Johnson?
Yep,
Are you busy?
little. And you hear a shriek, it's like a just inhuman shriek, and then splat.
He waits for the splat to finish. Are you less busy now?
For the next few seconds.
All right, look, okay.
Skittering.
I'll make this quick. This is Cayden, that blind cowboy that showed up on the door not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some information you might want to hear, and so would all the other monster hunters in Vegas would like to hear. Is there a place we could maybe meet up since you seem to be preoccupied? Believe me, I know the feeling.
I'm going to be busy for the foreseeable future. Things are crazy right now.
Is there something you need assistance with?
You've got the next week open?
Somewhat. This is really important information you might want to know and relay to everyone else. If you could spare about 5 minutes at some point during this next
Talk to me
bit.
right now.
All right.
These ones are some of the easier things. My hammer can deal with these mostly.
Well,
Just a decent amount of them.
I can hear that. Yep. You seem busy because the number of monsters in the city has increased over the past 2 days, has it not?
More, they're just been ran out of their hidey holes. Things are running scared.
Mhm.
Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say they were running scared.
Do you know about all the mysterious deaths that have been popping up all over as well?
This is Vegas. We've got lots of those. We do
It's-
our best, but
It seems to be, well, it's not your fault.
the monsters outnumber the hunters out here.
Yeah, and that's usually how it goes, and that's just the way it is. Look, there is someone that's behind all of this, who's instigating all of it. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but there's a Sealy she by the name of Morgaus.
Okay.
Her main purpose is to, pause it for a moment, is to have Vegas go to war with itself. Whatever she's doing is affecting the monster community as well. That's why you've been so busy.
Well, glad to know there's a reason, at least.
I'm just saying, if anyone in the Monster Hunter community has knowledge of her or of whereabouts or what we can do to alleviate the situation, probably be best to contact them. Just thought you ought to know.
I'll see what I can do. There's a professor at the university that might know stuff, but
What about, do you know any Hounds of God? A little bit slightly more organized.
not any active ones in the city. We've got a couple of old retirees, but
Could you give me the name of one of them? Maybe you seem busy. I'll try to contact one of them.
all right. Okay, is that all?
Yeah, just text it later. Go finish your business.
I hangs up immediately.
Yeah. Did Elianna hear most of that?
I thought that she was calling your dad during this time.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I sent you a text.
Yes, you did. Dang, okay, I'm not very good at vaguely.
That's fine.
I can do very or not at all.
Look, just whatever feels right, you know?
All right, I'll see. I'll try.
I believe in you.
We have faith in you, buddy.
Elianna calls her dad.
Ellie, long time no hear.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've been busy, you know?
Yeah, what kind of busy? Nothing that I have to worry about, right?
Dad, I'm gonna need you to get out of town for, like, at least a couple weeks.
Why?
There's some stuff happening in Vegas, and it might get pretty bad, and I think there's some... How much...
Ellie?
Yes?
I don't know, I can handle bad. If stuff's happening, then maybe you should leave.
Well...
What kind of bad are you talking about?
We're talking, we're talking about a giant demon under the city exploding, supernatural warfare raging across the streets, that kind of bad.
Where are you?
Why?
So I can get you.
I've got some things I need to take care of here.
Ellie, if all this is happening, then I need to take you away from here.
That's probably the smartest thing to do, but I can't leave. There are so many lives at stake, and we're right in the middle of it, and I know I should go, but I can't. There are people that need to be taken care of, and it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the right thing to do.
Ellie, I know we haven't talked much lately. Not my fault, by the way. But you're my baby girl. I can't, do you really expect me to leave you here while this is going down?
Well, if I stay, I'm not going. So I'm just letting you know that you should leave. And you can do whatever you want with that information. But I don't...
Some guys at least?
Like who?
I could get Joe and Billy. They could shadow you.
Do they have, experience with this? Anything like... I guess. Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. That's probably a good idea. I just don't want anyone more in the line of fire than needs to be there.
Look, I'll send some guys out to you. I can keep you safe.
Okay, I'm at the hospital. I'm fine. Someone else is hurt, but it's fine. We're fine. We're figuring it out.
Ellie, are you sure you're not gonna leave? You said yourself it would be the smarter thing to do, and you're a smart girl. You've always been smarter than your old man.
There are people I need to take care of. I'm sorry.
All right, baby girl. Just be safe, all right?
I will.
And let the boys do their job. Let them protect you.
Yes, I know. I'll let them do it.
All right. Well, if this is really that bad, then I gotta let my people know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be safe.
You too. All right.
Why am I getting daughter of a mob boss vibes?
I don't know. Why?
I wonder why.
Yeah,
Who's
really?
he sending?
Wonder where all that money comes from.
Who's he sending?
Joan.
I could raise an eyebrow.
Joe and Eddie, I think is what he said.
I don't think it was Eddie. Was it Eddie?
No, it was Joe and Billy.
Okay.
Oh, Billy.
Billy, that's
Joan,
what I thought.
Billy. I liked Eddie a little bit
Any
more.
other
That's why I
phone
thought
calls
that.
we're all making?
Well, you can tell Billy that you don't like his name when he gets here, I guess.
Cayden might. Well, probably not. We'll see. But I didn't know we were still at the hospital. I actually assumed that you had called for a car and that we were in the car already. Because if we're still at the hospital, Cayden could also use a little bit of slight medical attention.
The thing is
Just
that, Simon's gotta go store the helicopter away and then get in a car and then get back to here in Vegas, so...
Yeah.
It'd be while all this is
have a
happening, Cayden could get a tiny bit. He needs a little bit of a medical.
Okay, so a quick.
It'll have to be a quick one.
What are your injuries at?
9
Out of
15.
15. So that's over half.
That is over half.
You heal 4 strain and 1 wound.
Wow, lovely.
They patch you up a bit, but okay. I think right then is when you get the text from Joan.
Well, that's problematic.
Not great. I have somebody I could call. Why? What was Joan doing exactly? What was the goal?
She was going to the solstice. We thought that someone like Morgan might want to know what's going on, but we particularly don't want to go back to her and tell her personally.
So we're going to talk to Elaine.
Right.
Makes sense.
And we don't have direct lines to her, but she works at a Sealy bar, so hopefully would have worked that way, but it's closed. So.
Well, there's somebody I can call.
I'm working on the Monster Hunter stuff now. It's they've been busy these past few days, so it's been a little tough.
All right, well...
Oh, yeah, I just realized I should have mentioned earlier, but Joan definitely took an Uber to the solstice.
Yep.
Because her car's also in Arizona.
True. I'm going to cry. Wait, Joan doesn't have a car in Arizona.
No, hers is in Vegas.
Hers is here.
Elianna's in Voltaire.
Well, her car is not at the hospital, though, so she probably still took an Uber to the solstice.
Most likely still took an Uber, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyways.
We're going to call Darcy.
Let's see if I got this guy's voice down.
We're going to try to call them.
I cannot wait.
Boop, bop, boop.
I guess this non-binary pal's voice down.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hey, Ellie, Elianna, what's up?
Hey, you in Vegas at the moment?
More or less.
Do you know sort of the general situation about what's been going on?
Yeah, do you?
I know this usually works the other way, but yes, I do. So I have a couple questions.
So you know about the packs of fairy hunters?
The what?
So apparently, Olympus Industries, Mr. Greek people, apparently some of their employees have been showing up with roses coming out of them.
Yes.
Bloody situation. Apparently, they decided that it had to be Sealy Fae doing the job. So now you've got Cyclopses and Minotaurs and whatnot running around the city and hunting down any Sealy Fae they can find. So we're kind of lying low right now.
So I recently progressed a little bit farther down the path. Do I have anything to worry about with this situation? We're back to Bright Pink.
Maybe. I'd say there's a chance.
Great. Love it. All right. Do you have any way to contact Elaine?
Elaine, like,
Sealy Court?
Yeah, the Lady of Spring.
Yes.
I could.
Because contacting her would help the city not be destroyed.
Want to rewind a bit there?
Yes. Okay, so, do you know more Gauss?
I have heard the name, heard the reputation.
I was hoping that you'd know a bit more than that.
She hasn't really been very active the last couple centuries.
Well, she's been pretty active the last couple weeks. She is bumping off select citizens of the city in very specific ways in order to disrupt the careful order maintained between the factions here, hoping that all-out war will bust out all over the place. And do you know
that she's to blame for the recent reasons why I've got a target on my back?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, she is. And if she succeeds in this, which she seems pretty close to doing, then do you know about the big ol' demon trapped underneath the city? Do you know about that?
It looks like the apprentices beat the master on this one.
I guess. Well, there's a big old demon underneath the city, and if it stops receiving its regular doses of sin, because the city is being torn apart by everything else, then it's going to emerge and start breaking things on a pretty big scale. And I know you like Vegas, whether or not you like anyone in it.
Well, yes, about that.
We just kind of want to pass that news on to Elaine so that she could put that on the correct agendas. We're sort of hoping, we've met Elaine, I guess. Didn't expect that to happen quite so quickly, but it happened, I think.
Well, yeah, especially at your age. It's not very often. Like, how did you come into Elaine's graces?
I was being hunted by a skinwalker and then somehow ended up in Avalon and then she was there and it's a very long story and I didn't make a great impression, but I think the optics are okay. It could be worse. I think we're okay.
When the apocalypse settles down, you and I need to have a chat.
Yes, we do.
long chat.
Yes, we do. Sorry. Yes, we do. Yes, so we have met Elaine. She knows us, and we are hoping to pass this information along to her so that she can get this little situation into the right ears, onto the right agendas, and all that, and hopefully stop war from breaking out.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you very much. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Be interesting to see. But not now.
Yeah, no, not now. All right, well, I gotta go now. I've got one more call to make, so if you could do that as soon as you can, that would be great.
Yeah, yes, sure. I'll remember that.
Thanks, Darcy, you're the best.
I know I am.
They're humble, too.
And they're humble, too.
Very humble.
I've got
The most humble.
bad feeling about this.
Oh, by the way, if you do need somewhere to skedaddle for a bit, go to the one place here where things actually grow naturally.
All right, sounds good.
Toodles.
Will do.
Toodles.
Bye.
So, who was that?
That was that was Darcy. They're my friend? Mentor? I'd say mentor. They're Sealy, and they have connections. So the message is on the way to Elaine, basically.
All right. It's hard to tell with how his goggles work, but there was an eyebrow raised at the word friend, just the way she said it. Like, it's very polite, but it's a friend? Question mark? Like, he starts like, can anyone truly be friends with Faye?
That's a great question.
He's thinking about vocalizing it, but it's like, it's not the time. Maybe the time.
Anyway,
Voltaire, sure.
Caitlin has one more call.
One more call.
And then Cayden might have another if he gets on from Moron, I assume. So
Elianna's like, all right, I got one more call, and then I'm ready to do whatever we need to do.
good, because I'm gonna need my flak vest in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll go get that. So Elianna takes a step away, several steps. She moves sort of away from where Cayden is, which she didn't do for the other phone calls.
How far away?
Okay, she's stressed. Far enough away that a normal person wouldn't hear the conversation.
Okay, she's calling.
Cayden is listening, by the way.
Yep, she's calling.
It rings for a bit, and then Elianna.
Hello, sorry I missed your calls. I've been busy. How? I was in Arizona. There was a mix-up with a charity thing, and they needed somebody to handle it hands-on. It's a Native American reservation.
You missed some very important appointments.
I know I did. The cell service wasn't great down there. But I'm back now, and I'm going to call them as soon as I can. See if I can, arrange something. Reschedule.
It's not good for our reputation for you to vanish for days.
I know it's not. And I am very sorry about that. Hopefully, the boost we'll get from volunteering to do this hands-on charity thing that nobody wanted to do will act as a bit of a counterweight to the cost of that.
We'll see.
So how are you doing? It's been a minute. You in town?
I am. I'm doing well.
That's good. Glad to hear it. Well, I better get on that.
We need to have dinner.
Yes, we do. When would you like to do that?
What? Have we determined what time of day it is right now?
Nope. It was really early in the morning when we first made the call for the helicopters.
Took a few hours for it to get there.
From
hours back.
Yeah.
So we're probably talking early
Afternoon?
Late afternoon, evening, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow, we have things that we need to discuss.
Sounds great. I can't wait.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Click.
This guy's scary. Okay, am I the only one who wants to punch this person?
So
Punch him? Why?
she was far enough away that Cayden for sure could not hear what the man was saying, but he definitely could tell what Elianna was saying in the way that she would.
You want to make a vigilance check?
Well, he was actively listening. This is.
Yeah, right, I meant perception.
You know what? Sure. Let's go for it. Let's see how intently he was listening.
Oh boy.
She was far enough away that a normal person wouldn't be able to hear the conversation.
Yep.
That's what she
You're
said.
not exactly a normal person.
True.
I know, but this is to see if she hears what the man says. It's still 3 and 4 with 2 blue die.
But no, this guy just terrible.
He more just pisses me off.
I know, I haven't reached that level yet. I'm stuck in terror.
Okay, you could hear all of what Elianna said and most, but not all, of what Donovan said.
Probably because of the low tone coming through the phone. It carries far, but it's still soft in its own way.
Yeah, for reference, that was a daunting check with 2 black die.
Dang, dude. Freaking kill him.
So you did a great job listening there.
Freak. I still don't know what to fully do with that. I just love Cayden so much.
Yeah, but you could hear most of what Donovan said.
Is there something specific that he said that I didn't hear? How about that? Maybe if there was something important, just so I know what not to draw from.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you heard pretty much everything that's really important.
Okay. So what does Elianna do? Does she make her way back to Cayden, or does she go do something else?
She sort of stands there for a second, and she's sort of like she's not holding the phone up to her ear anymore. She starts turning around to go walk over to Cayden, and then she stops for a second, and then she walks over and says, "Hey, Cayden, while we're waiting, I'm gonna get some air. I'll be right back."
All right. Stay safe. You okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All right. Just don't do anything rash, and don't do anything Rian or Voltaire would do.
Oh, I can assure you that's no. I'm not going to do anything that Rian or Voltaire would do.
All right. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Fair advice, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right as Eliana's walking out the door, can we have this be where Rian comes up to Cayden?
You're still being treated
Still
right
being
now,
treated.
man.
Okay.
Right, my
Your
guy.
leg is being fixed. It's
Got
gonna
messed
take some
up.
time.
How, okay, like, was it 2 hours in the healing room, I take it?
The healing room. Yeah. 2 hours in the
healing room. This isn't California hospital. This is a Vegas hospital.
Would you prefer me to say the ER?
I don't know. I've never been to a hospital that had a healing room.
Sorry, I don't know why that was what came out of my mouth.
In truth, if we really get down to it, every single room, for the most part, would be a healing room.
A lot of hospitals have morgues.
I don't know if the morgue would be a
A lot
healing
of
room.
hospitals have morgues. I don't know if
That's like
Depends
always
on
in
how
like
you
the
define
basement and
healing.
stuff, you know.
When you're talking about
It's
the morgue,
true.
morgue, I think morgue.
The Borg. It's not like you said the Borg. That is a different kind
The
of
Borg.
No,
Oh,
Borg
no.
is simply not.
That is a different kind of healing altogether.
Giant huge sense of this. Hello, everybody. This is Caitlin, aka Howie, and welcome to roughly the middle of the episode. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope that you are enjoying the episode you are listening to currently. I don't know why I said it like this is a thing that I copy paste from episode to episode because, yeah. I hope you're enjoying this episode wherein we'd have lots of phone calls. If you are enjoying said phone calls, then reach out and tell a friend. They might also enjoy the aforementioned phone calls. You never know. I want to give a real quick shout out to our patron, Nathaniel Kruyer. Thank you so much for supporting the show. If you would like a mid-roll shout out or a number of other cool benefits and rewards, then head on over to patreon.com/thegenesysarchives. You can also find us on Tumblr, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all of which are linked in the description below. And if you want, you can join our Discord server, which is also linked in the description. If you're strapped for cash but want to help out, posting stuff on social media is a really great way to do that. Another really great way to do that is to leave a rating and review specifically on iTunes, but on any other platform, that would also be welcome. that helps with engagement and spreading the word, but it's also nice to hear from you. And it's nice to know what you're thinking about the show and the story and the characters and all that fun stuff. We are very curious. We should really get some music for this, probably. But now we're gonna have a quick little ad break moment. So if you're on a platform that Anchor auto publishes to, then I'll see you in a minute. And if you're on a platform that Anchor does not auto publish to, then I will see you right now. Welcome back. Or hello, you stayed here and this is awkward now. Again, thank you so much for listening, and let's get back to the show.
Okay, so we're like
we're dead.
basically, right?
Yeah.
Where's Voltaire and Joan right now?
Yeah, good question.
Okay, Joan would be heading back to the hospital from the solstice.
Would Voltaire be doing the same, but from his headquarters?
More than likely, yeah.
Did he send a text, or is he going to wait to tell everyone in person what's going on?
He's probably just going to tell everybody in person.
Okay.
Like, a coordinated strike from one of the most powerful factions in the city, not exactly something that's easy to articulate.
Plus, I'd love to be in the hospital and, like, Cayden pulls out his phone and has Siri read the text, and it's like, Devil, about to go to war with vampires and unsealing.
Okay. Flip a coin. Heads is Joan. Tails is Voltaire. Which one it shows up first?
Go, go, go!
Tails.
You want me to flip?
Tails.
All right. Voltaire shows up first.
Tell
Okay.
me when Rian gets out of you.
So are Elianna and Cayden still outside of the hotel, of the hospital?
Elianna went outside by herself.
Yeah,
Right?
Elianna actually went out to get some air. I think Cayden's actually just inside near wherever Rian's room is. It wasn't really stated before, though, so.
Elianna's like standing outside, leaning up against a wall, just sort of like staring at the concrete in front of her and absentmindedly twirling a cigarette in her fingers, unlit.
All right. Yeah, that's where Voltaire finds her.
Well, you look conflicted.
It's a conflicting sort of situation we're in. Did you find out anything?
Well, the conflicting sort of situation is going to get much worse in 24 hours.
It's going to happen in 24 hours.
The Order is going to coordinatedly assault the Excalibur and Sanguine Desires.
Oh. Well, I guess we better do
I
something
managed
about
to get
that.
this 24 hours. They were going to do it tonight.
What time is it?
3-ish.
All right, 24 hours.
Anyway,
Well, better get this going.
we had better. But I'll say once again, you look rather conflicted. I take it your calls didn't go as well as you thought.
She like looks at Voltaire for a minute. Well, I'm got a message to Elaine, hopefully. That's on its way. And my dad's getting out of the city, I think. So that's good. Just a bit stressed, you know?
Yeah. Understandable.
Better go
We had better
Sorry.
get moving.
Yeah.
Nothing
We're
serious.
flipping another coin.
Sorry, coin flips.
The last coin flip wasn't serious.
Yeah. This may have
This
been
one
just
feels like
Joe
it is.
and Billy.
Let's go figure out where things are hiding.
Yes, I'm waiting for somebody actually, so let's go get the others and talk about what's going on, and hopefully they'll show up before we need to get going.
Who are you waiting for?
Some family friends, I don't know, they're a little extra muscle and they wanted to help out.
Okay. Are they going to get themselves killed?
I mean, this is probably gonna be pretty dangerous whatever we end up doing, but, probably not.
Fair enough. Let's go.
So a bit later, Joan shows up at the hospital. Before she joins up with the group, though, she passes two guys at the front desk, and she overhears them mentioning Elianna, and just looks back. They both wear suits, and one is a kind of almost gangly redhead. They're both 30s, maybe. And the other is a shorter, more broad set guy. She just looks at them and then like, guys, there's some interesting looking guys in suits asking for, you, Ellie, at the front desk.
They're here for me. I'll go get them.
Oh, they're not something we should be worried about?
No, they're here to help out.
All right. They looked a little shifty to me.
Yes, they
Okay.
should. Elianna goes to get them.
Nathaniel's uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I just haven't said it yet.
My mind is immediately thinking what's going to happen next is going to be nothing but bad.
My feeling is that it's a trap, but I think about that at everything. That's more or less how Cayden thinks.
Do they look
Voltaire.
like Billy and Joe?
Yes.
Sorry, is that what you were saying?
Voltaire is going to follow. He's going to keep an eye. He made a promise, after all.
All right. So Billy, the shorter, darker complexion, darker haired guy, turns around and sees you. He's like, Ellie!
Hi, Billy. Hi, Joe. Thanks for coming.
Joe nods. Dang it. Okay, gotta in a bit.
You don't have to be vague if you wanna do.
Do what feels right.
Now, I know what I want to do. I'm trying to get the accent back. It's been a while since I've done an Irish accent. Gosh dang it.
Do it. Go for it. You got it.
Young Pups is worried about you.
I know he is, isn't he always? I'm really sorry that he made you come out here.
Rather be here with you than with your old man when he's angry.
Is he angry?
Oh, no, he's not angry right now.
Okay.
Joe's just having a laugh.
All right, well, it's good to have you here. Let me introduce you to my friends.
Just saying, I think he's not actively listening, but he's just going to say out loud, he's going to, one of them's Irish. I could hear that straight down the hall. Sticks out like a green thumb.
Nice.
You just see Voltaire standing in the hallway. He's not directly behind you, but he's close enough that he could intervene.
Well, Elianna walks up to him, I guess.
By the way, Ellie, when did you do that with your hair?
Yesterday, decided to go back to the old color, you know? I mean, it was blonde, but I decided to do an ombre.
I like it better this way.
Thanks. Voltaire? These are some of the family friends I mentioned. This is
Family friends.
This is Billy, and this is Joe. This is Voltaire.
Good to meet you.
Enchanted.
We should probably get back to the others?
Yes. Yeah, we go back and Voltaire looks at everybody. He's just like, okay, well, I went and I talked with my boss. And, well, I learned that the Order is planning a coordinated assault on both the Excalibur and Sanguine Desires.
That's a bad idea.
That's very bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Vampires are gonna die, Phoebe, but
Oh, trust me.
attacking my godmother is not a good idea.
Oh, trust me. I tried. I did my best. I did my best to tell Nikolai that attacking either is not intelligent, but bless him. When he sets his mind to what he needs to do, he's rather bullheaded.
Oh, I found out that just something to be aware of. We might be attacked by some agents of the Olympians at some point, because they are actively hunting down Unseelie Fae. Not Unseelie, sorry, Seelie. So, gotta keep our eyes peeled for that. That's your job, by the way. How much does Billy and Joe know about things?
As much as they need to. They're a bit confused, but they're following. They know enough that they have multiple types of clips in their pockets.
Good.
Nod and wait for the punchline.
Cool.
Now, would you mind introducing those wonderful gentlemen behind you?
Yes, sorry. Everyone, this is Billy and this is Joe. They're my
Nice to meet
friends.
ya.
And this is
Hi.
Cayden, Joan. Is Rian there?
No.
Nope.
Cayden, Joan, and
We are.
our friend Rian is getting some wounds seen to.
Ellie, you didn't tell me that you had such a beautiful friend.
Who's he looking at? He's looking at Joan?
He's looking at Cayden, obviously. Yes, of course, it's Joan.
Well, I'm not looking at Cayden. I don't know what he's into.
Sanguine Desire moment.
Joan raises an eyebrow and is just like, "You're not my type."
Ooh, right off the bat.
Sorry,
Cayden
Joe.
coughs a little bit to hide his laugh.
He does. Yeah, he does like a bit of a hand over his chest and like slightly exaggerated, like wounded.
I love it.
I guess I'll have to admire you from afar.
Sorry.
Cayden thought his That's technically illegal, but that's his thought. He doesn't say that, but...
Anyway, Elianna, why on earth are the Greeks hunting down fairies?
Because they started getting a bunch of employees popping up with rose bushes growing out of their stomachs. And they connected some dots, which, to be fair, they're not wrong. But they're taking it to a bit of a broader scale than we are aware of. Than we know to be the case.
Yeah, well, on top of that, it looks like the normal monster hunter community that can take care of the small, more hidden and elusive monsters that hide in the storm drains and such have all been coming out of their hidey holes and been keeping them busy for a couple days. I don't know what's causing that. If Moroni said that he thinks it might be because they're running scared, but not sure.
Excellent. This just gets better and better.
I'm having a great time.
I'm going to try to contact the hounds if I can.
So we've got the Order of St. Lucifer ready to attack my godmother and the vampires.
Yes, the goal is to find them a better target, i.e. Morgause.
We've got Greek monsters, I guess, hunting down Elianna and co. And then, of course, the only people who might be on our side are busy with a bunch of other monsters. So,
well,
this is good.
This is great.
This is fine.
Step 1, find Morgause, I suppose. Anybody got any ideas?
Oh.
Capture one of her minions or something and interrogate them.
A rose bush would just burst out of their stomach.
It was... Oh, they at least,
brainstorming. Could just shout her name into the air. Maybe she'd appear. She might hear us.
I would rather not do that.
She certainly doesn't want us to be here.
Well, it is a thing for Faye to say their name 3 times.
It's true.
Cayden's like pointing. He's like, no.
Voltaire going through his mind.
I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do.
It's a thing we could do. It's an option, Cayden.
Oh, by the way,
all right, that's
counting there, Voltaire. It's in a row.
Thank you.
It's like the Bloody Mary thing. Like, I can say Bloody Mary 3 times, but that won't mean Bloody Mary will appear because I just said 3 times and she's not here.
Excellent. Okay. Anyway, I might be able to do something, but it required a moment for me to think. Voltaire's going to use all the facts.
Ooh. All right. We'll give you a moment.
Call on some angelic inspiration.
All right. What are you trying to learn?
He's just going to go through his brain. He's just like, out of all of the places that he knows of in the city, he wants to figure out either what's going to be hit next or the most likely location for Morgause and or company to be.
So you're trying to think, and then there is the faint negative glow around Voltaire, and you hear a voice.
Oh. Interesting. Do I happen to recognize this voice at all?
It sounds familiar, but you know you've never heard it.
Fair. Okay. All right.
But it has this strange sense of familiarity to it.
Kind of like the voices you hear at the edge of a dream or something like that.
You get a feeling like a shadow's passed over you. The feeling of wings stretching over you. The circle. The circle is next. And you see an image in your mind of a black pyramid with a beam of light shooting from the top.
Oh.
And then the vision fades, and the negative light around Voltaire fades as well.
Did it feel like anything? We were in relative proximity to him. Did it feel like anything?
Did we see anything?
Well, you saw the negative light, and you felt like something beyond you was there. Something too big to fit in the hospital, but was yet there.
Oh.
And then it was gone.
Okay, Rian, get everything in a bit.
We'll get you, man. We'll get you.
I'm sorry, but this is the real world where it takes a bit more time to get medical
quiet
attention.
for so long is just...
We'll get you out there, buddy.
This is the problem of us not having a healer in the party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back
Anyways,
to the story.
Voltaire just kind of shakes his head and he's just like, oh, that's always an interesting feeling.
I'll say.
What is?
No, you normally don't hear that voice. This is the first time you've heard the voice when you did that.
Yeah. He just shakes his head and is just like, oh, deja vu. Anyway, the circle is next.
The circle?
Does Cayden have to make a knowledge supernatural to know what the circle is?
Anyone can make a knowledge supernatural for this. It's a relatively easy one if you just want to know what the circle is.
Cayden will do it.
Do you want to know basic info?
Basic. He doesn't need to know more.
What's your knowledge
basic.
supernatural?
It's 2 and 2.
Okay. You don't know much. You know
Expected.
Circle is a secret society, and they're obsessed with knowledge. That's the sum total of your information.
Voltaire would like to roll a harder one. He wants some...
Well, actually, it's because he rolled poorly. That's like...
Yeah, I rolled poorly because I, as a player, know more about the circle. But
But yeah, you can do a harder one if you want.
I would.
Okay.
I would like to. And I would like to spend one of the disposable story points that I get from using all the facts.
Nice.
I'm at rank 2, intellect 3.
And you get a blue die because the Order and the Circle have
Connections.
a rivalry.
Oh,
Well,
even better.
You got a triumph here.
all right.
So, Voltaire knows that when it comes to the secret society game, the Order of St. Lucifer and the Circle are somewhat rivals.
Okay.
The Circle is a secret society obsessed with knowledge. They are like the epitome of knowledge is power. There are a lot of ritualists among their ranks. People who like their magic comes from, like they have magic, but it's exclusively from the study of ancient rituals and stuff. So they can do like the voodoo that you do. They know lots of things. They love collecting magical artifacts. Basically, they hoard knowledge and magical items. They have like a Mason style tier structure within the society. The higher tier you are, the more knowledge you have access to.
Basically, the higher the pay grade.
Yeah. And their base of operations in the city of Las Vegas is the Luxor, which is a casino that is a giant black pyramid. A giant beam of light into the sky.
And beings that he knows that there are a bunch of ritualists who love knowledge, would it be that far of a leap to say they might have knowledge regarding said ritual that was performed keeping said nasty beastie out of the city? Would it be that far of a leap?
That's not a huge leap.
That's not a huge leap.
That's possible.
Okay. Voltaire is just like, okay, the circle, think like the Illuminati and throw in the knowledge of years and centuries. They love knowledge. They love hoarding knowledge. They enjoy collecting magical things. They're going to be hit next.
So like the Librarians TV show, if it was Illuminati. Did you guys ever watch the Librarian movies?
I saw a movie. Yeah, the first one. I didn't know there were more.
There was like a few Librarian movies, and then there was a Librarians TV show.
I don't watch very much of anything, really.
There's a TV show. That movie's so great. I'm sorry. I just needed... All right. I'm fine.
Cayden always said that he doesn't want me to watch anything. Really.
Joan went deep into TV when she came to the mortal world because she found out about it, and it was great.
They are particularly good at ritual magic, and that concerns me because they might have knowledge about how said beastie underneath the city is being kept at bay. So we need to get over to the Luxor now.
All right, well, hopefully I have a car waiting. Do I have a car waiting? Is Simon back? Is he here? All right, cool.
And where is Rian?
He's still getting patched up a little bit. He should be done by now.
Thank you, Doctor. Oh, hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
Good. You showed up just in time for us to leave.
Are you okay?
He's walking a bit stiffly, and he's got lots of bandages.
Let's just say... never mind. Just rough couple of days, as you all know.
Yes. Well.
Yes. Yeah. We can catch up on the way.
Yes.
I need to make a pit stop for a few special items, as it were.
Yes, and I need to restock myself as well.
Billy, did you come in a car? Did you bring a car with you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm driving, and then there's Simon as well. So we have 2 cars.
3. I can have one here within 10 minutes.
So,
didn't you drive here, Joan?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did.
We have 4 cars.
All right.
Oh, excellent. Let's go.
Ellie, what exactly kind of round should we be carrying here? Should we be packing?
Iron for sure. We might get some variety, though.
Fun.
Iron is the biggest one to be concerned about.
At 8, very quickly, like, just pops out a clip, puts it back in. He does it, like, very fast. Like, Utali does this very often, like, so fast that if someone wasn't actually paying attention, they wouldn't see that he had done it.
Smart.
In the middle of
It's
the
an
ER.
experience. I know, right?
He likes to show off a bit.
Cayden, do you want to come with us? I should be able to get you to... Where are your things?
Sounds good. Cayden's things. Excellent question. In truth, they're probably just all at Voltaire's place.
Rian's stuff is all in his truck still in that parking lot by the casino, I think. So he's going to need a ride back to the casino.
Voltaire wants to make a call in a favor on the way to everything.
I take it Rian's going to get all the info summarized to him as he's being given.
Yes.
Cayden's riding with Elianna because Elianna's going to help him get some things that he'll need for the expected encounter that's about to happen. But while they're on their way, has he received a text from Moroni about the hounds? Like if there's a retired hound that he can contact?
Yeah, so you get a text, and it says Bishop Jacob Shang, former Hound of God, and it gives you a number.
He's about to call, but he pauses, and he, like, sighs relatively heavily.
You good back there?
I guess we'll have to find out. We've all had to make some tough calls today. And he presses the number to call.
Yeah, almost immediately picks up.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't ready.
Hello?
Hi. Is this Bishop Jacob Shang?
Yes, this is.
Hi, my name is Cayden Richter. And
Are you in need of help, Cayden?
that remains to be seen. But in truth, I'm here to help you in a way, or help this fair city.
Your voice sounds like someone who needs help.
A lot of other people will need help before I need it.
All right, what can you tell me, son?
Well, I've been informed you are a retired Hound of God. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a little old.
It happens to the best of us. Well, currently the chaos of the city is keeping the regular monster hunters busy, but things are only going to escalate. I'm hoping that if you happen to have some contacts to let the Hounds of God know that Vegas very possibly might turn into a war zone in about 24 hours.
I'll let them know. I've already let them know of the situation as I've been aware of it. I've been in contact with some of the local hunters.
Oh, yeah, it was Moroni who led me to you, by the way.
He's a good man.
Seems like it. He seems pretty busy right now. I'd also like to tell you that the one that's behind most of this is a Sealy she by the name of Morgas. I don't know if you've heard of her or anything, but someone in the Hounds might have.
I'll pass the message along.
And, if anything, let, Cayden pauses for a moment. Would you mind doing a little more personal contacting with the Hounds for me as well?
Of course, I can do that.
Just let, Kyle Richter know that, I'm still very sorry for what all happened back then.
I'll let him know.
All right. Thank you, Bishop. Huh?
And son?
Yeah?
My church building's doors are open if you and your friends need somewhere safe to hold out.
If you send me the address, I'm sure we'd appreciate it if worst comes to absolute worst.
There aren't many things that can get through here.
Oh, I can imagine. And thank you kindly for all of this. This is very generous of you.
I'm glad to help.
All right. You have a fine day, sir.
First of all, second of all, I don't like how many places to hide out or leave Jonathan is giving us. We have two now.
It's just, we just told people it's about to go to war.
That's
We're
true.
getting shelters.
That's true.
So isn't it a good thing that we know?
It's true,
You
but
wanna
it
go?
makes me nervous about how well things are about to go.
Does Ellie say anything after that, I guess?
I mean, she's curious, but no.
Okay.
Rian will probably ride with Joan to go get his stuff, considering everyone else.
That's cool.
Cool.
Excellent. Voltaire's riding by himself.
Oh, sorry.
Probably he and Rian are not together this time.
Well, I mean, Voltaire and Rian kind of get along like gasoline in a lit match.
Sure.
And they switch roles on who actually is the
Oh,
match.
yeah. They sure do.
All the time.
It's true. It's true.
And Rian equipped as appropriately as he possibly could.
Voltaire would like to make a quick call to some old military buddies.
Is like a conversation, or are you just saying this is happening?
It doesn't have to be a conversation.
Okay, what are you asking for?
He's going to ask, A, how many people he can get together, and B, how quickly he can set up a soft perimeter around the Luxor.
That's a pretty big favor. Yeah, you call them, they're like, this is a pretty big thing. Are you sure?
I'll pay you back.
All right. We'll get your perimeter.
Bless you.
All right. Everyone gets their gear, and then we head off to the Luxor.
So specifically, so that you are aware, Cayden's bringing his hunting rifle. He's putting on a flak vest. He's restocking on certain ammunitions. He's going to ask Voltaire to hold the hunting rifle for him, because he still can't just walk into a place with a nice big gun.
Oh,
But
and
it's
for those who are wondering, Voltaire does have another sniper rifle.
Number 3.
Nice.
This time.
Number 3.
Rian does not have access to any form of a flak vest, so he's just restocking on his weaponry.
Cool.
Elianna has
All
iron
right.
bullets at home, but she's not going home at this point in time.
I'm pretty sure you could bum a clip off of
Oh,
your two.
Probably
friends.
true. She does that.
Stocking up.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right. So when we show up at the Luxor, we find actually vigilance check when we show up.
Bob.
So Cayden has still 2 and 2 with 2 blue die. And
You
might have,
should up your vigilance, man.
I probably
That's
should.
been your thing.
You have enhanced senses.
I have better vigilance than you do.
It's
That's
true.
not correct.
It's just because his willpower is not high. Look, man, I've had to, again, even him out across the field. He's a very much jack-of-all-trades character right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't done terrible on his vigilance checks. Like, he hasn't, I'm knocking on wood. It's going to happen now, probably. But
Well, you just rolled a triumph.
well, there it is.
Nice.
See?
Knocking on wood.
He's been okay with his vigilance checks, all right? He's been all right.
Yes, so you smell blood.
Oh.
That is a problem.
Blood and sulfur. Did he give a name? Frick. I know we've run into this. We had this problem before. Hey, you know what? I'll be back in a sec. I'm getting that name.
Go for it. Go get it.
Get it.
We got time.
Written it down on a sticky.
In order to use that, but it is worth it because retribution, as we know.
Okay, he's not busy.
Hello.
If I'm gonna go through all that effort to get his name, you're at least gonna have a freaking conversation with the dude.
Okay, he's not busy. Yes, that makes it so much more interesting than it would have been otherwise.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, yeah. So you get a text.
Mm-hmm. You can catch your breath, you know.
When I edit this
take
together,
5.
that statement's going to sound so unnecessarily aggressive. Okay, so you get a text.
And like a nice breath right after that. A text.
Okay. That's a pretty big favor.
That was my comment.
Was it?
I specifically said that sounds like a big favor when Jonathan was gone.
It is. Yeah.
We cut that out, Aaron.
I
I haven't.